Cosplayers! So today we're transforming ourselves into Princess Ruto, and the first part I didn't record because I needed help doing it myself, so I was unable to record that. It's a little bit tricky. You do need someone to help you. Basically, I put on a bald cap and I use polyester fiberfill to put on the sides of my head to make that shape. The next part is very simple. We're using spirit gum to apply on our skin to glue the bald cap down. So I'm using my fingers in dabbing motions to make that glue sticky, and then I go ahead and place the bald cap down. And remember guys, be very careful with your eyebrow hairs. Apply Vaseline on top before you put any type of adhesive on it so that you will still have hair at the end of the tutorial. For the next step, we're gluing on our prosthetic ears. I got these ears from mostlydead.com. Thank you so much guys, this is so perfect for this cosplay. If you guys use code SNERDY20, you can get 20% off your first order. Check out their website, they have really cool amazing things from Halloween, special effects, prosthetics. You guys can get so many looks out of what they have to offer, so check it out. And don't forget to use code SNERDY20. I will leave the link to their website in the description box, so check them out guys. And back to using the spirit gum to glue down those prosthetic ears. I'm applying spirit gum on the bald cap and also on the prosthetic, and using the same dabbing technique, I'm going to dab my fingers until this glue becomes tacky, and then I will glue down the prosthetic. Here comes the fun part. We are creating Princess Ruto's color. So I'm mixing baby blue and white together until I get that perfect color. I am referencing the color from Ocarina of Time. I know they have big variations of colors of her on the internet, on Google. There's like so many images of her, but that's the one I'm going for. And then I'm using a flat brush to blend that all over. Everywhere you're going to be exposed, your cosplay is going to be exposed. That's where you're going to color in your head, your ears, your neck, everything. Also, please keep in mind that you might need 1 or 2, 3 coats until you get that perfect shade, and make sure you set that with translucent powder so your makeup will last. And now with white cream paint, I'm going to go ahead and highlight areas of her face. Again, I am referencing a photo of her from Ocarina of Time, so any area of the face that is bright in the image, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that with white cream paint. And always make sure you have that reference photo with you. Keep that up on your phone, print it, but keep it in front of you and always have that close to you when you're doing the makeup because it makes it so much easier. And now we're going to blend, but very lightly. I want to leave it harsh because I'm going to go over that with other paints and I want it to be very bright. And for the next step, I am using airbrush, but if you don't have airbrush, that is okay. You can just use a sponge and stippling motions. The reason why I am using airbrush is because I wanted to achieve that blotchy ombre look that she has in her head, and I'm using that airbrush gun to just keep pressing it randomly back so that I can get that blotchy effect, airbrush effect. And the first color that I'm using is dark blue, so I'm making random little blotches on the head, and then I'm using that same paint to give a little bit of contour in the ears and other areas of my face. And now with a black liquid liner, I'm going to go ahead and draw her eyebrows and also contour her nose. And this part was kind of hard for me, not the drawing part, but because in many photos she doesn't have these eyebrows or this heavy contour, and I really liked it because I thought it was a really cool anime effect, and you know I'm an anime girl, so I chose to implement that on this cosplay. But if you don't like it, feel free to skip this part. Using the black liquid liner, we're going to go ahead and draw circles on the sides of her head. Those are for the eyes that we'll fill in later. And then next we're moving on to the eyeliner. This part is tricky, but simple. All you have to do is look at the image, and now we're going to use the contour method using the black liquid liner to create the effect that we have larger eyes. So I'm just drawing in that shape first, outlining the shape, and then I'm going to start connecting it and then filling it in. Can you guys see, with the liquid liner we changed the structure of our eyes, so that's what we're doing. We're creating a different eye shape with the black liner. And still using the black liquid liner, we're going to go ahead and use that to outline our ears. Every time you think of anime, cartoons, video games, or drawings, you're going to notice they have heavy black outlines, and that's what we're doing. We're making ourselves look very cartoonish, video game-ish, anime-ish, whatever-ish. And now we're going to shade, and for this I am using airbrush. If you don't have airbrush, that is okay. You can use a black eyeshadow and a blending brush. So I'm shading the insides of my ears and also the eyes on the sides of our heads. I am creating an outer circle with the black airbrush paint to give the idea and illusion that that eye is three-dimensional. It's popping out of my head, so I'm using that shading technique for that. These little things might seem useless and silly to you guys, but trust me, they make a big difference, especially in photos. It just makes everything come to life and more realistic. And still making use of that black airbrush paint, I'm gonna go ahead and blotch little circles in the center of my head and some a little bit on my eyebrows to give that depth and shape to certain areas of my face. Notice how I'm concentrating it more in the center because I'm making that part more deeper than the other parts. Now basically what I'm doing here is I'm contouring and shaping my head with the black paint. Since my head was like a big fat balloon and her head is more narrow, I'm using the black paint to delete the parts that I don't want, if that makes any sense. Using the black to make that area disappear and giving it more shape with that black paint. Again, if you don't have an airbrush machine, don't worry, you can use a paint and get the same effect with a sponge. So for this part, you're going to use the exact same method. We're going to use the black paint to sculpt and thin out our face and neck. So basically what you're going to do is get the black paint, thin out your face, sculpt it, and then fill it in to make that part disappear and shape it. So if you have a wide set face, this method will work like a charm for you. Trust me, this is where your character comes to life. And you guys can skip this part, which is drawing the dress in. I know you guys probably know how to sew better than me, so you can make the dress or buy it online, but either way I didn't have the dress, so that's why I did that. Skip to the part where the lips. I am contouring the lips with dark blue shade. I'm making them look smaller because her lips are almost inexistent in the photo, so that's what I'm doing. I'm making my lips look smaller. Notice how I'm concentrating that color only in the center. Again, I'm making my lips look smaller, so I don't want to bring that contour out. I'm concentrating in the center and then giving highlight on top. And yes, who is Princess Ruto without highlight, girl? So I am using the Stila Opulence highlighter. Oh my god, I love this highlighter, and I'm using it to highlight the highest points of my face, my nose, and my cupid's bow. Let it shine. And there we go with that airbrush again. I'm using a green color again with that blotching effect on my head. So just disperse random circles of paint on the head, giving that blotchy effect. And again, feel free to skip this part. I didn't know how to sew the dress, or nor did I have a dress that was similar, so I just painted it in using blue and purple, and then I used the leftover paint to color in the eyes on the sides of my head. This is the last step to this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave your thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Share with your friends. Thank you so much. Again, I am nothing without you guys, so please make sure to share, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you, and hope you like it, and hope you like my little dance, my crazy dance. This is me being normal.